On the 22nd of September 1980, the first Iraqi MiG fighter jet tears through the pre-dawn sky. This is the start of the Iran-Iraq War, but this moment was set 6 weeks earlier. Inside Baghdad's Republican Palace, Saddam Hussein leans forward across a polished oak table, staring at the gathered Iraqi army commanders. The room holds its breath. No one speaks before he does. He runs a finger along the edge of the map spread across the table, the inked borderline thick and unmissable. 1 year earlier, the 1979 Islamic Revolution toppled Iran's Shah. It shattered Iran's military command. It left the new regime reeling, struggling to hold control of every corner of the country. Saddam pauses. He lets the fact sink in. This is Iraq's opening. No one has ever had a better chance to take what they want. He taps the border map once, then again. His knuckles are white under the room's fluorescent lights. The commanders lean forward. They already know the plan. They are waiting for the word. He lifts his gaze, scans every face around the table one by one, and gives the final order. Full-scale invasion. Begin at dawn. Waves of MiG and Mirage fighters roar off runways across southern Iraq. They streak across the unmarked border, engines screaming, and angle toward 8 key Iranian airfields. Iranian air controllers have less than 10 seconds between first radar contact and impact. No alarm sounds, no jets scramble. The first bombs tear through concrete hangars, blasts rip apart parked fuel tanks. Massive explosions turn steel and aluminum into shrapnel that scatters across the runways. Thick black smoke billows hundreds of feet into the pre-dawn sky. Dozens of Iranian fighter jets burn on the ground before their pilots even reach the tarmac. At the same moment, 4 divisions of Iraqi T-72 tanks roll across the full 1,000-kilometer border. Infantry huddle on the backs of armored personnel carriers, weapons held tight to their chests. They push deep into Iran's oil-rich Khuzestan province, splitting into 3 prongs aimed at critical oil infrastructure and major border cities. Young Iraqi soldiers charge through the dusty streets of Khorramshahr. They fire from the hip, shouting battle cries as they clear house after house. Some climb shattered facades to plant their nation's flag. Broken glass and crumpled concrete cover every road. Civilians flee in panic, pushing overloaded carts, ducking low when gunfire cracks overhead. Thick smoke from burning oil tanks blots out the sun, turning midday sky to ash. 2 years into the Iran-Iraq War, the front line has shifted. What began as rapid advances across open desert has frozen completely. It locks into a brutal, grinding war of attrition in the waterlogged lowlands of southern Iraq. We stand in the trenches of Al-Fa. Thick mud clings to every surface. Rotting equipment half sinks into stagnant swamps. The air reeks of gunpowder and rotting vegetation. Thousands of Iraqi soldiers dig in here. They face wave after wave of massive Iranian human wave attacks. Machine gun barrels glow red from constant, non-stop fire. Bullet casings pile knee-deep along the trench walls. Artillery shells explode 10 meters away. Shrapnel tears through sandbag walls. Thick black smoke blots out the midday sun completely. Iraqi soldiers lean against the packed mud of the trench walls. Mud-caked, eyes hollow, they reload and fire. Saddam calmly shook hands, spoke, and accepted tea. The stalemate holds for 4 more years. 1986 brings the bloodiest battle yet for the Al-Fa Peninsula. Iranian forces push steadily through the swampy border, wave after wave of assault grinding down Iraqi defenses. After weeks of non-stop attacks, they seize the entire peninsula. Iraqi troops fight back in impossible conditions. They navigate waist-deep swamp water in 4 or 5-degree heat. Every step pulls them deeper into sucking mud. Enemy snipers pick off soldiers moving through the tall reeds one by one. Heavy Iraqi armor tries to push through to reinforce the line. It gets stuck fast in the soft muck. Stuck tanks become easy targets for Iranian rocket fire. We see blackened, burning tank hulks lined along the raised dirt roads. Helicopter gunships roar low over the marshes, firing rockets into tree lines where enemy forces hide. Both sides suffer catastrophic casualties. The still swamp water runs red with blood in open patches. Back in Baghdad, Saddam Hussein sits at the head of an emergency military meeting. He leans forward over the spread battle map. He gives sharp, uncompromising orders to retake the lost ground immediately. Senior officers nod and scribble frantic notes. No one dares speak against him. Miles behind the front lines, in the city of Basra, civilians live under constant Iranian artillery barrages. A bread shop lies half destroyed by a direct hit. A woman carries a basket of groceries past crumbled building facades. Children play in the rubble of a destroyed school between air raid sirens. The streets stay mostly empty. Most windows are boarded up or blown completely out. 8 years of destructive war grind on between two nations. Exhaustion clings to every soldier, every civilian, every kilometer of contested ground. Every frontline trench is half filled with mud and abandoned supplies. Every supply route runs low on ammunition and clean drinking water. Artillery shells have turned entire fields into craters too wide to cross. Civilian populations on both sides face constant hunger and random bombing. No side holds enough new ground to claim a decisive victory. Both armies have thrown everything into assaults that ended where they started. Thousands dead for a few hundred meters of broken sand. 1,988. Iraq's final push. Blessed Ramadan. Preceding the columns, massive artillery barrages rake Iranian defensive positions. Shells fall non-stop for 12 hours. They tear apart sandbags, concrete positions, and supply lines. When the guns fall silent, the tanks roll forward. After 3 days of brutal street combat, Iraqi troops push the last defenders out and secure the entire peninsula. Cameras roll to capture the military victory. Iraqi soldiers move forward through ruined coastal outposts. They climb the crumbling concrete of a captured command bunker. They fasten their national flag to a pole and raise it above the broken parapet. The wind catches the fabric, and it spreads wide over the conquered ground. Official cameras capture Saddam Hussein shaking hands with his senior military commanders, posing for photographs to mark the victory. But unedited footage from the battlefields tells a different story. Entire cities on both sides lie in heaps of shattered concrete. Charred civilian bodies lie uncollected in bombed-out neighborhoods. Burnt-out tanks and trucks litter roads that once connected busy market towns. Widows kneel in the rubble, holding small photographs of dead husbands. Homeless children huddle against broken walls and cry for missing parents. The 20th of August, 1988. Saddam televised Iraq's UN 598 acceptance. He agrees to an immediate and permanent ceasefire. He speaks of victory and defense of the Arab nation. Tired lines pull at the corners of his eyes, but his chin holds stiff pride. In the final days, exhausted soldiers board buses heading home. They carry their worn rifles in their hands and step through their front gates into the waiting arms of their families.